let's talk about depression. Now, it can seem a bit strange talking about depression on a day like this. Beautiful sunshine, 30-degree heat out in the English countryside. But the whole reason that I'm out here is to help with the depression that I'm going through. Now, I've been struggling with depression for about 25 years, off and on. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's really bad, sometimes it's not there at all, and I think it's gone away for good, and then it comes back again. And couple that with anxiety as well. Again, sometimes it's here, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I can live my life normally, sometimes I can't. But getting out in nature, in this beautiful countryside that we've got here in the UK, looking very yellow because we haven't had any rain for a long time, is one of the things that just really helps me. It's so easy to stay indoors, stay in your house, isolate yourself, feeling like that you're not able to go outside, not able to speak to people. You just want to hide because that gives you comfort and that makes you feel better. But one of the things that I've found is getting out in nature, forcing yourself to leave the house, forcing yourself to get out and get some fresh air is one of the things that really helps. It may not be the cure. You may get home and you may only feel 1-5% better, but at least that's better. Now, being out here in the countryside by myself, no one around, it just gives me a little bit of time to think. And when I say think, I don't mean awfulize what's going on in my life. I mean think, reflect, find some sort of clarity. It really helps with that. Open spaces, fresh air, even if it's not sunny, just getting out, moving your body, getting some fresh air in. One of the best things for you. Now, like I say, I've struggled with my mental health for years. I'm in my 40s now, and it all started to rear its ugly head when I was about 18. I was diagnosed with anxiety, and subsequent to that, diagnosed with chronic depression. I've had times where it just felt as if I couldn't really go on. Everything failed all the time, jobs, losing money, losing relationships, losing myself. But there are tools that you can use to feel better on a day-to-day basis and also get better long term. So along with being out in nature, getting outside, getting your body moving, one of the tools that I found that was really helpful for me is self-reflection. Identifying some things, remember that. Now, I've identified some things about myself that have completely self-sabotaged huge chunks of my life. In order to have that realization, there had to be some shadow work. There had to be some moments of reflection, some solitude, just like this. Apart from that loud dog over there. We'll forgive the dog. And in those moments of solitude and self-reflection, there were points about my personality, about my way of thinking, my paradigm, if you will, that after a long time of thinking about and finding, I realised were absolutely wrecking my life. What were they? Well, that's a big question. That's a very big question. I think the main thing of many things, which we'll go into in subsequent videos, but the main thing was not living in alignment with who I am. How can you live your life not being who you are? It sounds so strange. But I'm sure a lot of you can understand this. And when I say I wasn't living in alignment, What I mean is, deep down I knew who I really was, and maybe more importantly, what I wanted to do in my life, where I wanted to go, the experiences that I wanted to experience, the way I wanted to live my life. I knew all these things deep down, but I was suppressing them. I talk a lot about wearing a mask through life. I was wearing that mask, and I was doing it for good reason. I was doing it so that I could get out there and earn money and have a career and do certain things that I needed to do. Here's that dog again. Spaniel again. So I had to do those things in order to make money and live and provide a life for myself and for my partner, my girlfriend and my son, and look after my mum. You know, all the things that we all have to go through. You know, we have to go to work, we have to earn money and all the rest of it. But in doing so, in doing those jobs, that type of career, that type of work environment, stuck in an office with a load of other people that didn't want to be stuck in that office, not just me. Deep down, it was just sort of slowly killing me, slowly draining me of my energy and my life force. And maybe that sounds a little bit extreme, but that's the way it was. Year by year, I was just losing myself. Yes, I was paying the bills. Yes, I had a house and opportunities and investments and all the rest of it, but I was so unhappy, so ridiculously unhappy, because I wasn't doing what I wanted to do with my life. And especially when you reach 40, and especially in men, I think, ladies, you can correct me on that, but you know, when we get to that age, we've lived half our life. We've lived half our life, and you start to think to yourself, what's the other half of my life going to be like? What do I want it to be like? And if you think I don't want it to be like the first half, then you've got to make some changes, and you've got to do that self-reflection, as I talked about earlier. So identifying the things in your life that aren't serving you, identifying the patterns, the attitudes, the personality traits about yourself is really, really difficult. You can spend time thinking about it, you can spend time writing it down in a pad, whatever you've got to do. But you got to do it. And I did that a while back, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks that I just was not living my life. Period. I wasn't living my life. I was existing. Every day felt the same type of work, same type of people. And I just wanted to run away or stay in bed. I've done both in my time here. Neither has worked. So you have to come to those realizations. You have to come to those realizations, and then you got to change it. And I would urge you not to wait too long to come to those realizations. Don't wait until you're in your 40s like me. If you're struggling, and maybe you're in your 20s, you're young. Maybe you're in your 30s, you're still young. Maybe you're in your 40s or 50s. Hey, you're still young, but don't waste your life. Identify those things about yourself that aren't serving you, and identify the type of life that you want to live. Get those things on paper, get those things sorted in your mind. And if you have to come out into the middle of nowhere to realize it, to think about it, fine, do it. Take a day off work. Lie to your spouse if need be. Say that you've got to go off and do something for a few hours, and just do the inner work. Some people call it shadow work. I suppose that's because it's dark and difficult, but you've got to do it. So I've done it, and I've made myself vulnerable on the internet. I post these videos, and you know, got over the cringe, I guess. You know, there's people around me that might be looking at me now thinking, what is that guy doing? And I know what they mean. It is quite cringy, but when you start doing it, or when I started doing it, I started releasing videos on Instagram, and I've got a YouTube page, TikTok, all the rest of it. The amount of people that messaged in the comments and privately messaged, hundreds and hundreds of people from all over the world, those people seem to prop me up more than the people physically in my life. They were helping me, and I think I was also helping them, and that's my purpose, you know, getting out there and helping people in whatever way that is. There's many different avenues that I can do that, but this is one that I'm doing right now, and it feels right. I'm in alignment. I've identified what I want to do. I've identified by doing it, doing the thing, that it resonates and fills me with energy and makes me feel better and makes me want to keep doing it. That's alignment. So now I'm doing it. I've been doing it a little while now, and it is amazing for me. And I guess the first video I posted was just me being vulnerable, getting myself out there and kind of reaching out to people. Maybe I just needed a little bit of help that I wasn't getting from other people. And it works. So whether you do it on the internet, or whether you reach out to a therapist, or even just a best friend that you haven't seen for a long time, go ahead and do it. You know, like I said in the beginning of the video, get outside, get your body moving. Don't awfulize things sat at home by yourself doing nothing. It is not good. It's not healthy. Reach out to people. Identify the things that aren't working. Identify the things that you think maybe would work. There may be a few things that you know would work, but you haven't been doing them. Why haven't you been doing them? It's crazy. I'm exactly the same. Years I've kind of wasted not doing the thing. And believe me when I tell you, your life can get better. I still have to do a lot of maintenance, although I'm speaking to you now. This is my maintenance for my mental health. I'm outside, I'm doing my thing, I'm getting fresh air, I'm probably getting sunburnt in the process, but it feels good, and I feel good. And isn't that what it's all about? Feeling good, doing the thing, living your life the way you want to live your life. Yes, we have to make sacrifices here and there, and that's absolutely fine. But don't make the sacrifices 80, 90, 95% of your life. They should only be about 10, 20, in my opinion. That's my hot take. So yeah, I believe in you. I know that you can do it. I'm doing it. And hopefully, you know, these silly videos that I make resonate with you slightly. And you start to feel a bit better. So keep going. I know you can do it. I have faith in you. I'll see you on the next one.